I'm going to take Violet Voss's Best Life 2 palette. Super excited for this because I liked the last one. And I just want to mention that this is not the look that I planned in my head when I sat down to do this. I had a totally different look that I've never seen anyone do. But when I sat down to actually do it, I didn't really know how I was going to execute it. I didn't think about it long enough. So everything turned out to just be a mess. In an effort to try to save it, I kind of just did a grungy halo look, which is what I did here. So I took the first color, Relax, and then I put it in my crease as a transition shade, and then I just went a little bit darker with this next orange, matte orange color. And that's why the first eye kind of looks a little muddy, because it was all bad, and I didn't want to just quit and not do any type of look, so that's just what we're doing. And then the next color I'm taking is that darker, I forgot the name of it, but it's that darker maroon color, and I'm just putting that into the crease again. And I'm just trying to do this just because this is what I started out with for the other eye, so I'm just kind of mimicking what I did and going up all the way, even covering the colors I did before, just to dirty it up a little bit. And then the next color I'm taking is this matte, like kind of like a hunter green color. I wanted it to be a little bit darker than it actually was, but yeah, so I'm just putting that in the inner and the outer corner, and not in any way trying to be like perfect with it, just getting it in the inner and outer corner. And then the next step that I'm going to take is I'm going to take a matte black shadow, and I'm just going to darken the inner corner and the outer corner up a little bit. The next color I'm going to take is the color Art, which is it's a really pretty color, and it had really good payoff. It's really shimmery. I went all the way up to my brow. Basically, I touched my brow. You can leave it like this to give it that halo effect, but I went with a little bit extra, and I added a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. They're like a loose, not glitter, it's like a shimmer powder. I'll have to link it in the description box because I don't remember the name right now offhand, but it's kind of like a green reflex type of look. So I added that over that first color that I applied. I'm going to finish my eyes in a second, but I'm going to take this Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. Never tried this one before, but I am putting on a thicker foundation, so I want something hydrating even though I am on the oily side. Oh, it smells good. Oh, that smells really good. So I'm gonna put it all over. And then the foundation that I'm gonna use is Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. This is super full coverage and it is really thick, but I am going to mix it with a little bit of. So I'm going to take this Smashbox, I'm in the color 2.16, and I'm going to mix it just a couple of drops of this LA Girl foundation into it, just to make it a little thinner because it is pretty thick. I don't know why I just put it on my finger. I was going to show you. A little bit on the thicker side. Where's my brush? This foundation is full coverage. Got all over my nail. It's so, I don't want to say thick, but it is full coverage. My skin is kind of super oily. I don't want to say super oily, but it's oily, and I feel like it's a little too thick alone, but since I mixed it, ooh, I love it. She is full coverage. Before I cover up my under eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of Huda Beauty Fair Tantour Contour Bronzer Cream. Really like this one. I kind of just put it like on my forehead and around the perimeter of my face, basically. Really love the color of these, and they blend out so nicely. They're not thick whatsoever. And I'm just blending it out with a flat foundation brush. I'm just doing this to kind of warm up my face a little bit. So to cover up these bad boys under my eyes, I'm going to use, oh no, not going to use that brand. I do not fuck with that brand anymore. I was gonna use one that I normally use, but I do not mess with that brand anymore. It's actually taken off the PR list of that brand that I'm talking about. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. So it's not that they took me off the PR list is why I'm not using their products anymore, but because of how they handled the situation, basically. So I'm using Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I really did use a lot of products from this brand, and I noticed that obviously I was taken off the PR list. I was just wondering if I did anything wrong, you know, like did I do something wrong so I know, you know, like just for like my own peace of mind or whatever. But so I contacted my PR contact and I just basically said, like, I was taken off the PR list, and if there was something I did wrong. Never heard anything, never got a response back. Normally, by the way, if you contact them, they contact you back pretty fast. And I'm saying for like, usually for like when they're gonna send a package, or if they need to know your color, or like for events or event invites and stuff like that. I don't know. That's the only way I've contacted brands, is if they've contacted me about something. I was like, okay, whatever. And then it was kind of bugging me, so I thought, you know what, maybe they switched PR people. And I know that a lot of companies, when they switch PR people, they kind of change up their list a little bit. I sent them a DM on Instagram saying, I was trying to contact, you know, so-and-so. I just had a quick question that nobody was responding, and it was just wondering if that was still her email. So they messaged me back right away and said, oh, go ahead and, no problem, go ahead and message the PR person, blah blah blah. It gave me her name, which was the same name, and the email address, which was the same email address. I'm gonna set that with the Milani setting powder. So anyways, then I knew, like, okay, it's still the same girl. So I decided, okay, let me try one more time. I'm gonna email her one more time. No response. I waited like so many weeks in between each thing. So then I was just like, okay, whatever. So then I never heard back from anybody. So basically if you're not on the PR list, you're pretty much nobody and you're dead to them. And it's not even that they took me off. Like, that's not why I'm mad. That's not why I'm just not gonna fuck with their products anymore. Because you know what? I supported their brand for a long time, pretty much from the beginning. I use something in their brand like almost every video. And it's not just that I'm saying like, oh, hey, look what I used today. Like, you guys pretty much, people that have been following me pretty much know that if I like something, I use it consistently, which I'm sure gets boring, but that's just how I am. I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in 10M for bronzer. So it's not that they took me off their PR list, like I'm entitled, I should be on that PR list. It's just the fact that how they did it. I appreciate that I was on their PR list to begin with, but like, if I'm asking if there was, I wasn't even asking to put me back on. I was just asking literally, like, is there something that I did wrong? Like, just let me know. You know, don't just like flat out ignore me just because I'm not big enough to be on your list anymore, or whatever the fuck. And I'm gonna contour my nose, and I'm gonna use Benefit's Hoola bronzer. I'm gonna go back into my powder and kind of clean up under my cheeks, which that did not work. Smile lines. And then I also do a little bit on my nose. For blush, I have this Total Package pocket size palette from the Balm. This is so cute. I'm pretty sure they still have this. This was like from around Christmas time, but look at how small these are. Eyeshadows and lipsticks, and on the back they have two of these. This is boyfriend material. I forgot what the other one's called, but It has a blush and a highlighter, so I'm going to use both. This one is called My Treat and the highlighter is called After You. I was going to try to do like a whole tutorial, try to do a whole face with this palette, but I haven't done it yet, and I probably won't, because by the time I will sit down and do it, they might not have it anymore. The highlighter, I'm just going to use a little bit because it's a little bit on the gold side, which is pretty, but usually doesn't do well on my skin tone. I'm gonna wipe this off and then finish the rest of my face. Okay, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my eyes finally. And underneath my lash line, I'm gonna use the color Music. I'm gonna blend that all under my eye, and then I'm gonna add black. Also gonna put a little bit more black liner in. And at this outer part, I'm also kind of blending that out because I really don't like when it's like a super sharp line at the outer corner. That just looks so, I don't know, just looks so fake to me. You will not catch me using tape on to do my eyes. It makes me cringe when I see people doing that. Joseph Colors lip liner in Undressed. I like this color, but I don't think I'm gonna use a lipstick. I'm just gonna go with a lip liner, and this one is a little bit darker than that one. Still from Joseph Colors, and it's called Escape. Whoa.